On Beyond the Couch, we see the community get out and active while helping a great cause at the STRATA Charity Golf Classic. On Dish by Dish, Jason makes a healthy dessert that the kids will love. Living Well Uintah Basin, presented by Ashley Regional Medical Center. Also made possible by Warriors Warehouse and Uintah Recreation District. Living Well Beyond the Couch.
We're at the Roosevelt City Golf Course, and this is our 14th annual Charity Golf Classic that we are holding today. We've raised nearly $100,000 over the past 14 years to help various organizations within our community. And this year we are sponsoring or raising money for the Vernal City and Duchesne County Victims Advocacy Group. And we're just always excited to be able to raise the money and help the various organizations throughout our communities. And we have a lot of fun. It's a lot of work getting it ready, but it's a lot of fun. Everybody enjoys it, and it's just a really nice day.
Well, all you have to do is look at the atmosphere that we have here behind us. You know, green grass. Doesn't get any better than this to get out and play on a day like today, and you associate with great people on the golf course. And it's especially fun when you can have a charity tournament and you know that the money you're donating goes to a good purpose. And Strata Networks over the years has done a super job in that aspect, and so we appreciate Strata and all that they do for our community.
Golf's always fun, beats any day at work, and it gives us a chance to participate in the charity.
Just being able to get out with a good group of guys we're working with out here in the basin, and getting out here because it's for charity, it's even better, so really enjoy it.
Well, golf's been a part of my life since I was 5 years old, growing up on the golf course in Roosevelt. So it's fond memories, it's good friends, it's being outside, being away from the desk, and you always hit one shot that brings you back, thinking that you can do that good every time. So that's why I love golf. We're blessed here in the Uintah Basin because we have a lot of community-based businesses like Strata that come out and put on the golf tournaments both in Roosevelt and here in Vernal. We get to come over and have a good time, but we know that the money is going to a good cause and we get to help people, which is really neat. I mean, a lot of people think, well, I don't know if I want to pay $400 just to play golf. Well, it's not about just playing golf. It's $400 to help the community and help people in need, and the golf with your buddies is just an added bonus. So that's why I love playing in these tournaments.
You know, I think you see people out here every day, mornings, you know, a lot of people, it's their morning routine to exercise, they walk the path and stuff like that. And I think you'll hear a lot of people say it's a stress reliever. You usually see an increase on your golf game daily, almost hole to hole. But for me, I can't really attest to that because I only golf about once a year or twice. And it's usually these golf tournaments that bring me out. I'm usually working, and I get drugged down here by my business partner to help out with these charity golf tournaments and give back to the community a little bit.
So this is the 14th annual Charity Golf Classic, where we really put a focus and effort in raising funds for a local charity. Each year we specify a charity that serves the Uintah Basin and the citizens of the Uintah Basin. We work on helping to raise funds to offset some of their budgetary needs. This year that charity is the Victims Advocacy, and we're excited about helping them out. Strata, as a local company and a local cooperative, we really like to focus on things that benefit the community that we serve, the Uintah Basin as a whole, and the counties that we serve. That's why we've really enjoyed this event. It gives us an opportunity to pick an organization that serves the Uintah Basin area and the citizens here, and give back. We know that we rely on the folks here in the Uintah Basin to support us, and we like to be able to support them and return the favor as often as we can. You know, it's all about community and helping one another to grow and prosper from within. So, yeah, golf's a wonderful sport in that it's something that is, you know, applicable to all ages. You know, the young, you know, pretty much as soon as you're big enough to stand up or walk, you can swing a golf club, and many people play until, you know, the last few years of their life. It's something that, you know, even with some physical limitations and inabilities, you're still able to get a golf club and go out and putt or chip or play around the golf. It's wonderful for a healthy lifestyle, and the fact that you can get out and enjoy the fresh air and the beauty that's around you and relax and de-stress, and those are the things that I really enjoy about golf. There's other elements that are great that are associated with networking with new people, whether it's expanding your business or making better relationships with clients and customers, but those are all aspects of golf that are really beneficial to the people that get involved.
I think the thing I enjoy about golf is that you're out in the outdoors. You enjoy the beautiful weather, even though today it's raining. But it's still fun to be out here and exercise a little bit. My wife says riding in a golf cart is an exercise, but I enjoy these golf tournaments because it does help a local charity, and it gives us a good excuse to be out of the office and support charities.
Great time. Thank you. Best tourney of the year.
Freedom Fitness would like to thank you for your years of patronage. We at Warriors Warehouse are happy to take over the legacy of Freedom Fitness and will support you for years to come. Stop in today.
Looking for great mammography care? Ashley Regional Medical Center now gives same-day results to mammography patients. Following your mammogram, you will be invited to wait in our quiet area while a radiologist reads your results. Our certified breast health navigator nurse will speak with you about your results and what follow-up care is required. If additional tests are needed or a referral for other care, our breast care navigator will assist you with appointments. Call today to set up your mammogram.
Living Well Health and Wellness Tip brought to you by Warriors Warehouse.
Vitamin D is an essential vitamin that is required for all of your calcium absorption and utilization in the body. It also regulates over 50 genes in the body and also can affect our mood. As far as the U.S. daily recommended allowance, from ages 0 to 50, you want to get at least 200 units per day. And then that jumps as you increase in age up to about 600 units a day at 70.
So during the winter, that's particularly when our vitamin D levels drop. And so it is a really good idea to supplement with those. It is a fat-soluble vitamin, so you want to be careful. You don't want to go over 2,000 to 5,000 units per day. You can come get your vitamin D supplements at Warriors Warehouse, 1060 West Market Drive, Suite 1, right behind McDonald's and Smith's.
Living Well, Dish by Dish.
All right, welcome back to Dish by Dish. I'm your host, Jason Webb. Today we've actually got a really great recipe. This one comes from Gail Gand. She was a guest on my podcast a while back. She published a book called Brunch, and this is one of the recipes from that. So we're going to go ahead and get started. This is actually a real easy recipe that you can do. You can do it either for breakfast, lunch, like I said, brunch, or just something fancy that you want to throw out for some guests and show off some cooking. This is a pear and almond tartlet. First, you're going to want to get some puff pastry. I've already cut it up into little squares. You can get puff pastries at any grocery store. It's usually near the pies. So we're going to cut those up, and you're going to take 4 slices of pear for each tartlet, and you're going to lay them out in kind of a little design. I'll show you why in a minute, why that's so important. Now you can use apples, you can use pears, anything that's kind of got a little bit of a solid mass, because you're going to bake this, and so you want it to have a little bit of rigidity to it, but when it bakes it's actually going to soften quite a bit and kind of turn into like an apple pie. So after you get all of these laid out, then you're going to take some almond paste, or I'm using almond butter. I like it a little bit better because it's a little bit thicker, a little bit more robust. And you're going to do just a little dollop in the center of each one of these. What that's going to do is that's going to hold everything together, but also while it's in the oven, it's going to melt just a little bit and seep into that puff pastry. Now, you don't have to make these look too pretty to start with, because once they bake, that puff pastry is going to puff up and give you a nice little pinwheel design when you're done. Now, after the almond paste, then you're going to add in a little bit of dollop of sour cream. Now, sour cream is optional. I particularly like it because it turns that almond butter into more of a sauce as the end result. So it makes it just a little bit more smooth and gives you a little bit of creamy flavor to it as well. And you can make these as big as you want. I like to go for just a little quarter size of the puff pastry with the 4 pears, but you can do it however you want. And now what I've got here is a cinnamon sugar mixture. It is a 1/4 cup of sugar and a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon. Make sure you get those portions right, or else it's going to end up being really, really cinnamony or really, really sugary. And then you're just going to sprinkle. I'm using a 1/4 teaspoon. You can use a little bit more, a little bit less. But be a little bit careful, mindful of who you're cooking it for, so that it doesn't get too sweet for them. All right, now the final step with this one, before we throw it in the oven, is you're gonna pull up the sides around your little dollop, around your pears. It's gonna kind of make a little bit of a pinwheel. And again, they don't have to look pretty. The end result being is those puff pastries will puff up and encapsulate everything, give you a really pretty design when you're finished. And this is also, very healthy because you are using almond butter instead of peanut butter, so it's going to be a little bit lighter there, not quite as much fat in it. Sour cream, I'm using regular sour cream, but you can also lighten that up and use a light sour cream, or you could even go so far as to use like a Greek yogurt. Be a little careful with your Greek yogurt because it's going to separate a little bit. So I would stick with sour cream if at all possible. Okay, and then you're going to have your oven set to 425. These are going to bake for about 20 minutes, 20 to 25, just depending on altitude as well as your oven. So keep an eye on them after about 15 minutes to look at that puff pastry to see when it's nice and golden brown. So we'll go ahead and put those in the oven, and we'll come back in a couple minutes. All right, so we just pulled our pear almond tartlets out of the oven. They were in there for about 20 minutes on this particular oven. And as you can tell, it's got a nice golden tint to the pears, and your puff pastry is also just crumbly, no warm. So these are just perfect to come out. Like I said, it might take a little longer, it might take a little less, so kind of keep your eye on it. But these are ready to plate up. So we'll go ahead and plate one of these beauties up. And that is a pear almond tartlet. Let's get a perfect bite here. Let's get a little bit of the puff pastry, a little bit of that sour cream and almond, and a bit of that pear. Go for the perfect bite. That puff pastry done just right, flakiness of that crust. That pear is nice and soft. And then you have that almond and sour cream sauce that just adds an oomph to it at the end. So that's all the time we have today for Dish by Dish. Thanks a lot for joining me. Remember to always tip your server, and that includes your pizza boy, and we'll see you next time.
Be sure to like us on Facebook for updates on VTV Channel 6 programming. Don't forget, you can watch current and previous episodes of Living Well on demand at VTVChannel6.com. And while you're there, be sure to send us an idea for an upcoming episode. If you enjoy Living Well Uintah Basin, please take the opportunity to reach out and thank the local, community-minded businesses that make it possible. Ashley Regional Medical Center, Warriors Warehouse, and Uintah Recreation District. Until next time, live well and stay healthy, Uintah Basin.